ECMA, ECMA, going to party down at ECMA.
It's Betty time, and over the past weekend I was in Halifax for East Coast Music Week, and it's the 25th anniversary, and it was a big deal, and it was a blast, to say the least. I had a great time. You can probably tell my voice is a little bit like scratchy. That's probably from the amount of screaming I did from the front row at the Sprague Session concerts that we went to, so just don't mind that. I'm still kind of recuperating. So on Thursday we drove to Halifax. It was us, and by us I mean myself, my roommate Anita, and my roommate Maria, and it was so much fun. We had Dylan Guthrow and Bria McKinnon and Gordy Sampson and Classified and David Miles on repeat like the whole time. I could probably recite any of those lyrics by any of those artists to you at any given time. If you asked me to, it would be like drop of the hat, I got this. And on Friday was like my grown-up day, and I know that sounds really like weird, but I'm moving to Halifax next month. I had an interview and I was like terrified, and I also found an apartment, which also was really terrifying. So I was like, oh my god, I'm a grown-up now, let's go celebrate. And Friday night was the Cape Breton Embassy at the Marquee, and it was so much fun. I got to see people like Chrissy Crowley. Yes, that is Tim Chesson on stage with her. Can we just all swoon a little bit? You'll see Dawn and Margie Beaton. JP Corbier was there playing some wicked guitaring and singing, and Emily Dingwall was there as well playing with him, and they are so good together. Like their music chemistry is just like on mark. Then Mary Jane Lamond and Wendy McIsaac were there playing, and I don't think I've ever seen them perform before. But I've listened to their newest album and I was like, whoa, they're really good. But it was a great show, and it was really upbeat and entertaining. And then after that was Ashley McIsaac, which everyone was excited for. And last time I saw Ashley McIsaac, I bawled my eyes out because nobody appreciated his music as much as me, apparently. Which, that's really stupid. So this time I was like, no tears, you are enjoying this. And I did. Out in a red tracksuit, so cool. It's Ashley McIsaac. He can do whatever he wants. That's what I feel. Anything. It's him, and people will just be like, hell yeah, Ashley McIsaac is doing that. That's how I feel. And then after that was Sprague Session, and they were great. Saturday, Maria got up and did some exploring of Halifax, and Anita had some rehearsal time because her gig was later that night, and they both had the keys, so I stayed in bed watching Phineas and Ferb all day and drinking alone because we didn't have anything else to drink except for alcohol. Our mini fridge was literally stocked to the maximum capacity. It was kind of sad because we didn't even get to drink it all because we were so busy doing other things. But yeah, I just kind of stayed in bed and did nothing. And then we went to the Rock Bottom Pub, which is beneath your father's mustache, and that's where Anita's gig was. There's a few people that played before and then a few people after. It was her and Adam Young and Jason McDonald, and they did awesome. Here's them. They don't have a name yet, but we're working on it. I have come up with a few that are wicked, and they're going on tour next week, so if you live in Maine or New Hampshire, go and look for where they're playing. If I can figure out tour dates, I will let you know down there, because you should definitely see them. They're totally worth venturing out of your way to see. Also at the Rock Bottom Pub, we got to see Darren McMullen play some, and it was great, and Cassie and Maggie, Dwayne Cote, and then Chrissy and Colin played again, so we were pretty much stalking them the whole weekend accidentally, and Bria McKinnon was there. It was just an awesome set there too, so, and that one was free, although we did wait 2 hours for a table, so I mean, it was a very popular event. And then all of a sudden it was midnight, and I was still sober. I didn't drink at the bar at all because I didn't want to spend money. So I just kind of like drank water all night. And then we were like, hey, let's go to the Delta and see what's up there. And we got there just in time to catch Spag Session again. So it was just as good the second time, if not better. A lot of fiddling this weekend, but I don't even mind. I love the fiddle. If you don't know that already, that's probably my favorite instrument in the whole wide world. It is my favorite instrument in the whole wide world. And by 5:30 we walked home back to our hotel and passed out. And Sunday when we woke up, we were like, oh my god, do we stay for the gala or not? That was the big question, and we have been avoiding it all weekend because we're pretty much broke students. We are broke completely, and we are students, so yeah, that's what we are. And we were like, okay, we can't really afford it, because that means we would have to stay in a hotel another night, plus food and drinks for another night, and we just couldn't really afford it, so we were like, okay, we're gonna go back to Cape Breton. So we booted our home link, so we were like, oh my god, we gotta find a place that has Eastlink that we can watch. So we got to Governor's just in time in Sydney. And we were like, oh my god, we ran in, and they were like, there was like 4 guys watching what they could, because it was kind of like choppy and stuff, and they were like, we're watching the East Coast Music Awards, and we're like, oh my god, that's what we wanted to watch, thankfully. So we just stood there, and we like waited around and watched it, and I kind of wish we would have stayed just because it was such a good show. I mean, I have a lot of feelings about different things that happened, but I mean, everyone's gonna have their own favorites. Rose Cousins, I was so excited. I love her. She's so great, and We Have Made a Spark was just a phenomenal album, and fabulous and sparkling. That's a good word to describe it. And you're like, whoa, Natalie Master's doing the moonwalk during a step dance at the East Coast Music Awards. Anyway, I cannot wait until PEI next time.
Go on with you. Go on with you.